This is the Adidas Copa Pure 3, which I may or may not have bought after watching a certain free kick several times. But anyway, I've been testing these boots out for the last few weeks and I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about them. And at the end, tell you where they end up in my football boot tier list. Now, if the colorway of these boots looks familiar to you, your memory's not tricking you, that's because the design borrows from the colorway of the launch colorway of the Adidas 11 Pro 3. And this particular colorway has a special name of the 11 Pure 3 because it combines the Pure with the Pro. Aside from that, the boot has the Champions League branding on the insole. It comes with a drawstring bag as well as a special limited edition box. Now, in terms of cost, these boots retail usually around £210, but you can find them much cheaper on your different retail websites like your ProDirects, etc. The upper is made from a material which Adidas call fusion skin, which is a combination of leather in the forefoot, and then from like the midfoot to the heel, you have a synthetic material. And then on top of that, you have this kind of like canvas for Adidas to be able to like print different designs on it. And for a leather boot, the upper is relatively thin and offers a touch on the ball which feels close to the ball as well as feeling still traditional. And then there's these two condition pods in the forefoot which offer a more dampening effect on the ball. Again, adding to that more traditional leather football boot feel. The cushion pods on the forefoot have these little haptic prints, but overall you don't really notice them and the touch on the ball really feels like interrupted and natural. The Copa Pure 3 uses the comfort frame outsole, which is comprised mostly of conical shaped studs, and then in the middle of the forefoot you have these three kind of, I want to say it's like a circular design of curved chevron shaped studs as well. I'd say it's a very neutral stud pattern. It offers a good level of stability, mobility and traction, which overall feels quite distractionless when you play. It's not overly aggressive, there's no stud pressure either, but it still feels quite responsive. Overall, the outsole does a great job and I don't have too many complaints. Now, the pair I own is the FG option, but there is an AG option as well. And if you look at both outsoles side by side, there's not too much different between them. But because of safety and warranty, if you do mostly play on AG surface, I would get the AG outsole. I've used the firm ground outsole on a 3G pitch and I've used it on a grass pitch, and I didn't feel like it snagged too much on the 3G. So for me, personally, I think it's AG friendly. Now, the Copa line is made for comfort and this definitely delivers in that department. The leather in the forefoot is very soft, cushioned and feels quite premium. I wouldn't say it's the level of like a Mizuno made in Japan leather, but still overall pretty good. And then looking at the heel area, the heel cup on these boots is very low. That's probably to like reduce the risk of irritation and blisters in this area, as the heel itself is very soft and malleable. The lining of the heel is subtly cushioned and uses a suede-like material which feels very good on feet. And then that suede lining extends to the rest of the boot, so when you have them on feet, it just feels like a lot more premium and cushioned as well. In the tongue area, this kind of elasticated prime knit, which is quite compressive on your foot, but it's not too tight. And then lower down, you have this kind of like cushioned tab here, and I think that's just to relieve any pressure that you would get from the laces. And it does a good job because you don't really feel the laces when you're wearing them. I usually wear a 9.5 UK in Adidas, and with these boots I'm wearing a 9.5 UK. And the fit of these is very snug on my feet. There's little to no room at the end of the toe box and it still feels very comfortable. The forefoot of the boot is slightly roomy, but after that from like the midfoot to the heel, the fit narrows quite quickly, which helps provide that more kind of like secure lockdown in that area. And speaking of lockdown, the compressive prime knit on top of your foot helps provide a more custom fit that helps keep the top of your foot feel secure. And in the heel, maybe it's just my feet, but I felt there was a bit of like the lockdown wasn't as good. Now, it wasn't disappointing, it was distracting me, or you could feel that the lockdown was a bit lax in the heel area. But there are extra lace holes, so that could be easily fixed. Now, this is based on my foot shape and my preferences. Remember, we're all different people with different shaped feet and different preferences. I would say these boots are good for people with wide feet, providing your feet aren't like massively wide. And in terms of sizing, personally, I recommend going true to size. The leather will stretch a bit. So yeah, for me, with that snug fit, going true to size, I think was the right idea. Now, in terms of performance, I don't have many things to complain about with this boot, but if I could change something, I think it would be the heel area. Personally, I like heel areas with a lot of thick padding, just so it feels like my feet sink into the boot when I'm wearing them. And then another thing is like when you put the boots on, at the bottom of the kind of prime knit area, there is a bit of bunching. I just told the point when you put the boots on, you have to like really pull at the prime knit like to get like that kind of straightened area, if that makes sense. Like I said before, it doesn't affect performance, but it's just a bit annoying. So this is the first time I actually bought a mainline Copa during its actual run. And honestly, I don't understand why this boot is not more popular. Then again, Adidas's portfolio of boots right now is quite strong in my opinion. It's a simple, no-nonsense boot that combines performance with comfort. And this colorway in particular, even though it borrows from the older colorway, it's still phenomenal, one of the best I've seen this year. And I'm not even surprised that Rice ditched his like camouflage Copa 20.1s for these. And a lot of boot nerds will know how much you like those. But with all that said, I think this is a great football boot, and for me it belongs in A tier. Now if you have any more questions about these boots that I've not answered in this video, please leave them in the comments and I'll try to get to them. Like always, my name is Sub. This is Subs on Football. Thank you for watching. See you next time.